Morning you guys, it's Karen and today I'm doing Empties. I wasn't sure I had enough. I thought let me just have a little look in the box and I was like wow, there's plenty in there to do a video, and I've put myself a note in here to remind me to tell you about a couple of things. Do you know I actually feel naked with not having my hair up? But the weird thing is I have my hair like this most days, other than in the summer I do that little plait just to keep it out of my way. Yeah, we're going to be off on holiday. We're not actually going anywhere, but Kev is taking the first week of June off for my birthday. It's my birthday that week, but also it's a year since my dad died. It's you know, the funeral was the day before my birthday, etc, etc. So we've got a few fun things planned and a few kind of spare days that we'll go for some nice walks with Watson, and most excitingly for me, I am walking alpacas. Cannot wait. So it just means that there will be another week and a bit of, you won't see any videos, but just to let you know, nothing is going on. And the other reminder was to tell you that as soon as it's back in stock, there'll be a video coming up of me talking about a hand LED machine by Current Body, but it's in like the makeup and outfit that you saw me in a couple of weeks ago, so it might be a bit confusing, but they didn't have it in stock, so I didn't want to put the video up until you were actually able to get it. So with that being said, let's just dig into these empties. The first thing is this, and I've already talked about this in my favourite hair products I was using, so you can see I've used it up and I've actually got 2 spare bottles of this. I love it so much. This would be, if I had to choose one conditioner right now, this would be it. Then I got the Smooth Care Moisturising Conditioner from Umberto Giannini. Looks like this. And I really enjoyed this conditioner as well, I have to say. This one is a moisturising conditioner. It was really easy to distribute, and that's what I used on this hair that you can see now, and this hasn't been washed for 3 days. It's due to be washed. But what I can feel and I'm amazed at is that it's still detangled. My hair is still detangled. The only thing is the bottle didn't last me that long. I think I got 3 conditions out of this. I did use a lot of product, but the good thing about that was I used a lot of product and it didn't weigh my hair down. So this is definitely a repurchase for me. This is the Natural Moisturising Factors by The Ordinary. This is something I have already repurchased and will be showing you in, I'm doing a Decay haul, so you'll see it in there, but I just really enjoy this as a night cream. And it's funny because it's something I didn't used to enjoy, but I like how sort of plain and simple it is. You know, there's no fragrance or anything, but it does feel like it's doing something for your skin, and you know, my skin sort of feels plumper after using this, and of course moisturised, so I do enjoy that one. Oh, I got the Black Castor and Shea leave-in conditioning cream because I loved that conditioner so much. I thought, well, why not try this one? But I didn't like this at all. It smells amazing. You can see that I had used my fingers in there. I had a good go of using it, but it just didn't feel like it did very much at all, so this is not one for me. I thought what I'll do is I'll use this as a if I've got conditioners or leave-in conditioners that are no good, I'll use them as a pre-wash treatment. So see how my hair needs washing today, I'll put this in maybe at bedtime, or if I'm washing it today, I'll put it in, you know, an hour before I'm doing it, just cover my hair in this and then wash it out and wash as usual. I use up a mask. I've been trying to use a lot of my masks lately just to see, you know, if I feel it makes a difference to my skin, and this is the Boots Glow Gel Mask. This one is okay actually. It's one of the less expensive range in Boots, and when I did the full review of this range, this was one of the few products that I liked out of them. I like this and the hyaluronic moisturiser that I use as a night gel. This isn't something I would repurchase because I used it and I thought, yeah, it was quite nice, but it wasn't, my skin didn't feel amazing afterwards, so it isn't a repurchase for me. I finished my Australian Gold Botanicals SPF 50, but I already had another one waiting to use. I haven't started the other one yet, but obviously I still love this, you guys know from my SPF video. This is the Revolution Thirsty Give Yourself a Cloud Bursting Cleanser. This is the Quenching Cleansing Cream. There'll be still some on so you can see, so it's just a cleansing cream. I think, is this one meant to be used with water? Let's see. Oh, do you know, I've meant to put my contact lenses in this morning, but I've forgotten. I actually haven't had my contact lenses in since having my nails done, so I don't know whether I'd be able to even take them out. It says rinse, massage interface and rinse with water. I never ever rinsed this specifically. I used my micellar water to remove it, if you like. But I mean, cleansing creams have been out for many years, using without rinsing, so I don't see a problem. It's something I'm actually going to do a video on about how I don't wash my face with water. Rarely do I do that. because somebody made a comment on it and said, are you saying you don't clean your face properly? And by properly, I'm assuming they meant with water, which, you know, it's just not my opinion. I've done this for years and my skin has benefited, but I did really enjoy that and I would repurchase that. Oh, I've got 2 of these. Normally I don't put 2 in, but I've used 2 of the Belei micellar waters. These are my second favourite. My number 1 favourite is the Yes to Cucumbers one, but this is my second favourite and I already have further bottles of those. I've used up my Hylamide Subq Skin. I did really enjoy this, but not quite as much as I enjoyed the Matrixyl from the Ordinary, and that's something else I've purchased that I'll show you in the SEM haul, but this is one that I would certainly consider repurchasing. Oh, I used up this Bakuchiol by Herbivore. This is the one where I think they're saying that it's not the percentage that they claim it to be, but I have to say I really enjoyed it as a product. Is it a repurchase? No, it's just way too expensive to be using regularly, but I did really enjoy it. And this is the Inkey List Squalane that I finally used up, and I did really enjoy this, but my favourite one is the Biossance one. I think it's mostly because of the packaging, because it's got a pump on it and it's just really easy to use. But this is lovely. I did really enjoy that. I also used up my Versed On The Rise Firming Serum. This I really enjoyed. I used this in the mornings. I think this is what I was using when I did that little favourite skincare combos this month. And yeah, it's something I would repurchase. Really enjoyed using that. Everything else in here is makeup. I have finished, it doesn't look like I have, but there's nothing left in here, the Urban Decay Stay Naked Foundation, and this is not a repurchase for me. It's not a repurchase at the moment. I think if in the future I was stuck for a foundation choice and all the rest were discontinued, I might try it, because it's been a really odd one, this one, and I think I've said it to you guys before. Every single time I've used it, I'm kind of like, it's okay, but it's, you know, sometimes I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, that's that Urban Decay Stay Naked foundation, it's disappearing on my face. And then other days I've looked in the mirror and gone, oh, I used the Urban Decay Stay Naked and it stayed on really well. So it seems to not be consistent, and neither is my opinion of it, you know. So at least I've used it up and it's not a repurchase for me currently. I've put my Milk bronzer stick in here. I did really enjoy this at one point. I don't know how much I've got left. Oh, quite a bit. I did really enjoy this at one point, and I've been using it a bit lately to see if I still enjoy it, and I just didn't. I don't enjoy this as much as the liquid ones that I like, which is the Drunk Elephant one and the Naiad one, the photography fluid. Those two I really, really enjoy, and I think they give me a really nice colour. And then for powder, the one I've got on today is the Bare Minerals Invisible Bronze, and I really like that one. So this is, I guess, a fail. But there's nothing particularly wrong with it. It's just, I just didn't like how it looked. I have used up my Beauty Pie, what is this called, super translucent powder, and it was nice enough. A lot of people ask me if I've ever tried Beauty Pie. I have done videos on Beauty Pie. I did join them for, I don't know, say 6 months or something, but what I found was that there wasn't enough of an allowance for me to buy the amount of products I wanted to buy. I think if you want to buy 1 or 2 things per month, then it's not so bad, but I just feel like then you don't get the savings, you know, and then in order to get the savings you have to put your monthly amount up. So it's actually kind of a bit of a false economy, I think. The things are not as cheap as they seem, but I did enjoy quite a few things that I got from Beauty Pie. I do like their products. I haven't used this up. This is the Becca Powder. This is the Hydra Mist Set and Refresh, and I took the tray out because it just wasn't any good, but I have this. I've used about half of this. This is the one that I absolutely loved at first because it had that lovely cooling feeling, and I was like, oh, this is going to be great in summer. But a few people have said to me, you need to use it up quickly because it does lose that cooling sensation. And so I thought I would use this above everything else, and within a couple of days of using this, obviously opening it, it did not have that cooling effect anymore. And as a powder on its own, I just don't notice much difference. You know, I've been using it for a couple of weeks without having any of the cooling sensation, and just thinking, you know, going over my face with a brush and this and thinking, did I put powder on my face, and putting it on again and thinking, it's just not doing anything for me. There's still areas that look oily, it doesn't seem to blur or anything, you know, so this is a fail for me, unfortunately. I've got one eyeliner by Flower Beauty, and this is one that I had thought might be really good. When I first bought it, I put it in my upper waterline, and it seemed like it was lasting okay. But I tested it out. I've used it a couple of times, and I used it with a new mascara, and at the end of the day, it was one of those days where I didn't have time to check on my makeup. At the end of the day, I had smudges all under my eyes and kind of flakes, and so I went back to using a mascara that I know doesn't do that, and it was this that did it. So it might stay okay for a few hours, but it's certainly not going to last longer than that. And not only is it not going to last, where it goes is like under your eyes and looks really obvious, you know, so that's not a repurchase for me. So like I said, everything else is mascara, and I've got all my little notes on them. Because do you remember last time I forgot to tell you, I didn't put notes on these because I remembered about these. The first one is the Makeup Geek Extension Effect Mascara, and this one has got a big brush. I think I might have briefly mentioned this because it is a pretty good mascara, but not if you've got super short lashes. I think it made the best of my super short lashes, but I couldn't really, like, because the brush is so big, I couldn't really do much else other than like give them that. It wasn't not clumped together, but it gave them a bit of volume, but I couldn't really separate them or anything because of the big brush. I do like this, but it's, you know, apart from anything else, it's not easily available in the UK. I just wanted to try it. This one is by Urban Decay, and it's called Lash Freak, and it's got a really odd brush. Really odd. I don't like the brush at all. And I didn't actually know what the brush was like when I bought it. It was just one of those, it's a mini, and it was at the counter when I was paying in Boots. So it's, I think there's a brush on the end, and then there's a really short bristle plastic brush. This one is okay, but this one does clump. This one is one of those, if you want, you know, 3 lashes, if you want it to clump them all together and look like you've got 3 or 4 lashes, this is the one for you. But I don't like that at all. And I kept trying to wipe product off and really try and separate my lashes, and they just wouldn't separate. It's kind of like glue. I can say that it did stay on, and it doesn't clump, and it doesn't flake, and it doesn't smudge or anything like that. But yeah, not for me. I used this again. This is the one I showed you in my last Empties, and I couldn't tell you why I didn't like it, so I wanted to try it again. And I said it's too hard to get off. That's what I thought. This is the 020 I like the brush. It's a nice thin brush. I liked how it applied, and even when I put it on, I was like, oh, I can't think of why I didn't like this. Let's see what happens. And I thought maybe it's gonna flake or smudge or whatever, but it doesn't. The only thing is it's too hard to get off. Like, even with, you know, warm water and a face cloth, which is not my usual way of removing makeup, it didn't come off. And then I used an oily makeup remover. It was really hard to get off then. So I just don't want a mascara like that, because I feel like I'm going to be damaging my lashes, you know, the little lashes that I've got. So that's a no for me. I got the number 7. What is this called? Age Defying Eyes Look Instantly More Youthful. I don't think it does live up to that claim. I've said too natural on this one, and that's how I felt. Like, I can remember that. I remember using it and thinking, I just can't get anything from this. You know, it almost didn't look like I put mascara on. I like the brush. It's a shame. I really like the brush. As for it being age defying, I think this might have had something in it that was supposed to condition lashes or something, but to me, unless you're putting it on at the roots, it's not going to do too much, you know. But I just didn't get anything from it. No volume, no length, nothing. The final one, oh, smudged badly. So this one is, oh, I've got the sticky stuck on it. It's an Ardell one. So I've put it smudged badly. Ardell Splash Party. Yeah, I remember that actually. And this is another one that I actually thought was quite good, although it's quite a dry formula as soon as you use it. But I quite like that brush. But yeah, it had smudged. Within an hour or so, it was smudged everywhere. So that's another no. It's not easy getting a mascara that's good, is it? That's everything for my Empties. Apologies if it was a little bit rushed. And I know that I feel like lately on my channel, my content hasn't been as good. And what I mean by that is I haven't had enough good health. I'm still struggling with these migraines to be able to research and do the type of videos that I love, like ingredient spotlight videos, that kind of thing. It's been a while since I've been able to do them, you know, and it takes so much research out of it. And even the SPF one, that was really hard to do. I think that one was an okay video, but it was really hard to get everything together, write all my notes down, find out all the prices and how much had what had what in it, you know. So I apologise for that, but yeah, there is a plan of action. I have done a migraine update video just over on my Life as a Zebra channel if anybody's interested, but there is a plan, but it could take up to a year to get on top of them, you know. Anyway, let me tell you what I've got on makeup wise. I have got on the Kiko Instamoisture foundation. I can't remember the number. The colour I've got is one down from the lightest. On my eyes is the Morphe Vintage Rose palette. Love that palette. It's one of the ones I'd pick up in a fire, you know. On my cheeks, I've got the Urban Decay. It's a blush. I think it was called 8 Hour Blush. I don't think they do it anymore, but it's in Rapture. On my lips is the Too Faced Liquid Lipstick in Bottomless. And that's everything. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon.